Good evening, good evening. So, today I wanted to do a little Mick talk for my YouTube friends and followers. And we would cover, because I know everybody loves theories and myths, so we would cover the secret society known as the Night Watchers. So, in a time long before civilization, when people lived in tribes, yeah, everybody knows life was harsh and dangerous. We weren't the biggest things on the planet. So every day was kind of a battle for survival. And every night, when you slept, you kind of took your life into your own hands if you weren't in a cave somewhere. So, with the predators roaming around and seeking their next meal, the tribes had to be constantly vigilant. So, what they did was they kind of, with this, to deal with this threat, the tribes made what they called a night watch. So these were individuals from the tribe who their main purpose was to stay awake at night while everybody else slept and protect the tribe from the predators. They were chosen, well, because they had keen senses, their ability to stay alert for long periods of time, and normally the bravest of warriors. They'd get all of the girls and the women, so they'd have lots to keep them up at night, I guess. Anyway, so the night watch would take turns, each member staying awake for several hours before then being relieved by another one of the night watch. They'd patrol the perimeter of the camp, keep an eye on the tribe, look out for any signs of danger. And back then, obviously, they were only armed with spears and knives, but they were ready to defend the tribe against any kind of would-be invaders at a moment's notice. But then the tradition of the night watch continued for generations. Each member of the tribe would kind of want their son to be one of these night watch. They were given an essential job to do in the tribe, and they became a part of tribal life. And then, as civilization developed, people clumped together. They developed cities. The night watch needed to then shift into shadows, and it was passed into myth and legends of these people with extraordinary gifts, talents, what have you, who stayed awake at night. And although the tools of the trade expanded, so they were then given guns and knives, it also included things like CCTV. So the concept of the night watch isn't new. It's actually been around since those early cultural history. So in ancient China, for example, you had the palace guards who worked night shift. They watched for threats to the emperor, and they were like the last line of defense. The guards, they were specially trained and were responsible for maintaining order and preventing security breaches. Similarly, in medieval Europe, there were night watchmen who patrolled the streets, keeping the peace and ensuring that everyone was safe. These watchmen were often armed with, at first, candles, then torches, batons, to apprehend criminals dealing with disturbances that may arise. This was obviously on top of the police force. And then the US, the concept of night watch can be traced all the way back to the colonial era. Night watch was established back then in Boston in 1636, I believe, with the aim of preventing fires and maintaining public order. Other cities then followed suit, and the night watch became an essential part of urban life. So today, the night watch still exists, but this time it's more of like it's a secret society known as the Order of Night Watch. So the society is made up of individuals who are dedicated to protecting their communities from harm, just like their ancient counterparts. The Order of Night Watch is actually shrouded in secrecy, so we don't know who the exact members are today. Members kind of only known to each other in the city where they're currently working. So the members of the Order of the Night Watch are specially trained in various areas: combat, counter surveillance, intelligence, emergency response. They operate in secret using quite advanced technology and equipment to stay one step ahead of threats to their communities. So while the Order of the Night Watch is not widely known, its members are highly respected in the community still, as they would have been back then. They're seen as kind of guardians of peace, dedicated to protecting fellow citizens from harm. They're completely independent of any government or law enforcement agencies. So members are bound by a strict code of ethics and morality. So in conclusion, the concept of night watch, as I say, from present day all the way throughout history, will continue to evolve in the future. From palace guards in ancient China to the Order of Night Watch in today's era, Night Watch has always been protecting us and the communities at home. Thank you very much for listening. So if you do enjoy that, click a like and a follow, and we will have more histories, secret societies, whatever. If you want to drop a comment about what you would like me to discuss next, we can definitely do that. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and we will see you again for another Mick Talk quite soon.